We haven't seen anything in this latest February review announcement that we had just in the past few minutes or so. Does that mean it's in the clear, or are we now looking at potentially another announcement or the May review?
Yeah, this part is a little bit unclear at this stage, Heidi, but it seems like we could perhaps still see another announcement. Yes, in the headlines that just crossed, we saw the MSCI making changes to its all-country world index. There's some additions, some deletions. That is all pretty much par for the course, and they are routine. But importantly, as you say, we did not get anything specifically on Adani just yet, because we do understand, of course, that Adani is, or rather MSCI is conducting a review into Adani's free float, and we could have been expecting news on this as soon as Thursday in the US. So in that announcement there, nothing came. We will, of course, be checking for more details on that. But what MSCI is doing is it's looking into the amount of shares from Adani Group that are freely tradable in public markets. And that is because out of the research or reviews that it's conducted so far, it has determined that certain investors can no longer be designated as free float using their existing terminology. And that announcement came through yesterday, which is why you can see that sell-off that really resumed there. We had seen stocks rallying over a two-day period. That snapped in the previous session. But it really is a key claim of the Hindenburg short-selling report that a lot of the public shareholders of Adani Group seem to be offshore companies that are shell companies that are secretly affiliated, perhaps controlled by Adani Group, and that could be manipulating the stock price. That is a key claim and allegation in the Hindenburg research report. It hasn't been proven, but it would certainly be illegal under Indian rules because at least 25% of shares need to be in the hands of outside investors. So any decision by the MSCI to cut its assessment of Adani shares considered freely tradable, or even remove the stocks from its indexes, that would really trigger a more significant sell-off.
Yeah, we have seen the reaction in investors, right? They're not going to like it. What are analysts saying? Would this be a meaningful change for the company?
Yeah, most certainly would, Sherry. Basically, it's unmitigated bad news for the company. That's what you could say at the outset here. But what is really important is when you look at the biggest shareholders of Adani Group, and it is foreign funds. There's still 50 to 80% of freely traded Adani stocks in public markets. And so if we were to get any sort of index changes here, that would really show up in major passive selling. Some strategists out there saying that if MSCI were to reduce the float of Adani Enterprises, for instance, by 25%, then that could lead to a sell-off of about 110 million. It's about 25% of the current position as it is now. Adani Enterprises, of course, the flagship of Adani Group. We do have some preliminary calculations on that. The most impacted stocks will be the ones that are higher weighted in the index. And again, as I say, that's Adani Enterprises, Adani Total Gas Transmission. Heidi, the top three there.